Congressman Buddy Carter joins us, Georgia Republican congressman, also pharmacist by training. He knows of what he speaks. Probably knows a little waste when he sees it as well. Congressman, what do you think of this, the Peloton thing?
You know, it's this kind of out-of-touch hypocrisy that makes people distrust the federal government and makes people distrust Congress. This is ridiculous. I don't know why anyone would entertain taking up this offer, a member of Congress or a staffer.
If your staff was interested in this, what would you tell them?
You know, if my staff is, I'd be absolutely opposed to it, and none of my staff are going to be participating in this. I can assure you of that.
Okay. But it does come at a time right now where I know Democrats are looking at some other spending initiatives. This isn't among them that came to mind, but that will come and cure the inflation problem we have, thinking that if you have the government as a large purchaser, let's say of drugs, for example, you know, you could bring down the cost of such drugs. They extend that to, you know, supplies of meat, poultry, that sort of thing. The government buys it en masse and gives it to the American people. It gets kind of convoluted, and you know this better than I do, Congressman, but this idea, spend more to save more, to cut down the prices going up more. What do you think?
Well, this is a typical left-wing policy. The more money you spend, the more you care. That's what they think. Every problem you throw money at. And again, the more money you spend, the more you care. That has been the philosophy of the left wing ever since I've been up here, and it's just ludicrous.
So, Congressman, when Democrats come out and say Republicans don't have a plan to get us out of this mess, assuming you take control of the House, your party, maybe the Senate as well, besides just cutting taxes. They're big on cutting taxes, and that's their answer for everything. You say?
No, you know, look, we passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It was a stimulus to our economy. We were enjoying the best economy we ever had. Then Joe Biden took office. Inflation was 1.7%. It's gone up every month since he's been in office, with the exception of last month. It did come down from 8.5% to 8.3%. It's still ridiculous. It's about policies. Policies have consequences, and that's why elections have consequences, because who you vote for, their policies are what are going to go into effect, and we are suffering the consequences right now of the Biden administration's policies.
You know, Congressman, Democrats have been saying the source of even the infant formula problem dates back to Donald Trump's dealings with China and limiting not only imports of such materials, but the rules involved with getting the stuff to make those materials. And I'm just wondering what you make of that, and that this isn't a Joe Biden problem. I think they're saying this goes back to be a Donald Trump problem.
Here we go again. Blame it on Donald Trump. You know, this is beating a dead horse over and over again. Let's face it, this has been building up, this baby formula problem. This hadn't just started. Now, about 40% of the availability of baby formula is gone right now, and we only have about 60% of what we normally have. This is vital. Let me tell you, as a pharmacist, a healthcare professional, and as a parent and a grandparent, I know how vital infant formula is. Almost 2/3 of all babies over 3 months old have to have some type of formula because they can't process milk or soy protein. Therefore, they have to have some kind of convoluted formula. This is vital, and that's why I encourage the administration. They need to put into effect the Defense Appropriations Act and make sure that we are getting what we have to get. This is a severe problem that could impact the health of our children.
But yet your hearing won't be until the end of this month. By then, God knows where we'll be, right?
Well, you're exactly right. This is only going to get worse. And yes, we need to ramp up production. Obviously, the Abbott Nutrition had the problem in Michigan. That needs to get, the FDA needs to be on that like immediately. And let's get that straightened out so that they can get back in production. This is something that I don't feel like is getting the attention that it deserves and it needs.
So I know a pharmacist by training, sir, but what kind of advice can you offer parents who are facing this dilemma? What alternative is out there for them unless we suddenly get new supply in the market?
Well, I would encourage them to get in touch with their doctors, with their pediatricians, and find, and you know, there are networks out there through the internet or whatever. I know that our family, I have a 6-month-old granddaughter in Atlanta, and we have grandchildren all over the country, and our family text chain, if you see this milk, buy it. We'll come get it. We need it. We've got to have it for Mary Emma. That's what we're doing, and that's the kind of thing people are going to have to do. But I do feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this administration sending pallets of infant formula to the border. That is ridiculous. Here we have Americans who can't get infant formula, and they are sending it to the border for illegal immigrants. They should be prosecuted for that. That is absolutely un-American.
All right, so when they come back and say, well, these are very small numbers, and we were doing that, and the prior administration was doing that, and the administration before that was doing that, what do you say?
Well, we didn't have the problem we have now.
Good
we didn't
point.
have the problem where we were short of it. Okay, if we had a bountiful plentiful bounty of it, okay, we understand that. But now we need it here. We need it here for our infants. You know, the average parent and family spends $1,200 to $1,500 a year on infant formula.
Wow.
And now we're going to send it down to the border for free? Give me a break.
It is confusing. Congressman, thank you very much. Buddy Carter, the beautiful state.